Hello, and welcome back to another ASMR SCP reading. Today, before I get into the next installment of this series, I would just like to give a thanks to the wonderful amount of people that have watched, liked, and commented on the last SCP video. I really appreciate the feedback, and I thought, seeing as my soft-spoken video was more well received, we would continue in that direction. I apologize for any possible sounds in the background, as my apartment is having trouble with the fire alarms, or smoke detectors, rather. To begin, I would like to say that I finally have some sort of beverage so that my throat doesn't get too dry while I read the next SCP, which is, as you may have guessed from the picture, SCP-004. Let's get started. Item number SCP-004. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. When handling items SCP-004-2 through 004-13, proper procedure is vital. The items are not permitted to be moved off-site unless accompanied by 2 Level 4 security personnel. Under no circumstances should any other component of SCP-004 be taken through SCP-004-1. The effects of doing so are as yet unknown, and the current cost of experimentation makes further research impractical. Should any of the objects contained within SCP-004-1 breach containment, or the facility be breached, the keys must be brought inside and the door closed prior to activation of Site-62's on-site warhead. Unauthorized removal of keys from the testing area is grounds for immediate termination. Level 1 clearance is required for basic access to SCP-004-1. Level 4 clearance is required for use of 004-2 to -13. Description: SCP-004 consists of an old wooden barn door and a set of 12 rusted steel keys. The door itself is the entrance to an abandoned factory in Data Expunged. Chronological history: July 2nd, 1949. A group of 3 juveniles trespassing on federal property near blank find the door. According to their testimony, they found a set of rusted keys in an iron lockbox and determined that the keys unlock. The juveniles are taken into custody after they contact Sheriff Blank. When one of their friends, SCP-004-CAS-01, goes missing. July 3rd, 1949. Local authorities find the severed right hand of CAS-01, 8 kilometers from 004-1. Other parts of CAS-01's body are found scattered as far as 32 kilometers from the factory. Under interrogation, the apprehended juveniles tell authorities that upon opening the door with one of the keys, CAS-01 was torn into several pieces, each of which disappeared. At this point, the SCP Foundation takes over the investigation. July 4th, 1949. SCP Agent Blank obtains the keys from the local authorities to begin testing. Tests show that SCP-004-2 through -4-13 all fit into a single lock on the barred door. 12 Class D personnel are assigned to test the effects of the door. Of the 12 test subjects, each trying a different key to enter the room, only 2 survive. Opening the door with any key except 004-7 or -12 caused the test subjects to be torn apart in multiple directions. However, no dismembered parts were found until later. At the time of writing, only 2 parts of each subject have been recovered, with the exception of the subject using 004-blank, whose pieces were scattered in close proximity. The others have, for all intents and purposes, vanished from existence. Of the 2 surviving objects, only one, having used SCP-004-7, returned unharmed. The other came back in a near catatonic state, able only to remove himself from the room and then collapse on the floor, and had to be restrained to prevent him from gouging out his eyes. See Appendix A, Mental Health Effects of SCP-004. The subject using SCP-004-7 said that he had entered a large room, impossibly big for the size of the attached building. After his exit, SCP-004-1 was propped open, and an armed squad of Level 3 personnel entered. The size of the room is impossible to measure, and the door frame and the individuals in the room are the only part of the room that can be felt or illuminated. July 16th, 1949. The juvenile suspects and Sheriff Blank are terminated. August 2nd, 1949. Blank is declared a hazardous area due to unexploded ordnance and fences erected in order to prevent civilian ingress. Tests to determine safety of exposure to environment behind SCP-004-1 begin. December 1st, 1950. Space-time anomalies resulting from exposure to 004 are confirmed. Testing is suspended until further notice. July 2nd, 19 blank. The unaccounted for remains of CAS-01 appear unexpectedly outside 004-1. Despite being killed decades before, the remains of 004-CAS-01 are not decomposed in any manner and are still warm to the touch. Blood remains uncoagulated. The remains are remanded for testing. July 4th, 19 blank. The unaccounted for remains of one of the 12 original test subjects appear in similar manner to those of CAS-01. The remains have been designated CAS-02. Records suggest that both CAS-01 and 02 used 004-blank. March 21st, 1999. With the massive proliferation of nuclear weapons and World War III only blank years away, construction has begun on a site inside SCP-004-1. The site is to stock supplies for blank person days. April 21st, 1999. Blank has ordered the site inside 004-1 to be expanded to include emergency storage for all mobile SCP blank specimens and a blank petabyte database for the storage of all SCP data. The facility is now referred to as Site-62. September 25th, 2000. Site-62 is operational. Labs and containment units are complete and can contain the most dangerous specimens. Backup of the SCP database has begun. January 25th, 2001. Due to time anomalies, see space-time anomalies below. All personnel working at Site-62 are now required to reside on-site permanently. Families of personnel are to be informed that loved ones perished in an industrial accident. Cloned bodies have been prepared for funeral. August 14th, 2003. Massive power outage across northeast United States and through Canada. Due to the initial failure of multiple SCP generators, Site-62 was without power for 53 minutes. During those 53 minutes, those on site were completely without any source of light. They reported sensing creatures and people, although no abnormal entities could be seen or felt. Selected facility personnel were allowed to read blank Appendix A, and said the creatures sensed were of humanoid size, but otherwise similar to the massive green creature described. Now, before we move on to the next section, I will take a drink. Alright, let's move on. Space-time anomalies. SCP-004 seems to propagate septiotemporal anomalies. Personnel leaving the facility report losing time. Those who have been in the site for weeks insist that they have only been in the facility for several days, and records of work completed and supplies consumed support their claims. Other temporal anomalies involve SCP-004-2 through 13, especially the reappearance of CAS-01 and CAS-02. Exactly blank years after using SCP-004-blank. Blank has been assigned to investigate all aspects of these time anomalies. Spatial anomalies include the impossibly large dimensions of the area opened by 004-7. Similarly, the 2003 blackout incident suggests that there exists an alternate plane of existence within the same space that Site-62 occupies. Additional notes. Testing on SCP-004 reveals that 10 of the keys open 004-1 on a dimension where the laws of physics and topology are significantly different than those of our home dimension. Test subjects meeting these hostile conditions are torn apart, their body parts deposited in various locations, only 3 of which have been verified to be on Earth. Material deposited at 2 of these points appears immediately. Material deposited at the 3rd appears exactly blank years into the future. The other 7 locations are currently unknown. Current testing focuses on 2 avenues of research. The first is finding ways to survive 004's hostile topologies. The second, data expunged, suggests that SCP-004-2 through 13 may open doors other than 004-1. Appendix A. Mental health effects of 004-12. All Class D personnel using -12 return in a catatonic state, unable to speak. Some may have enough energy left to try to claw out their eyes. Of the 16 subjects, only 4 have survived. Only 1 has regained speech following long-term psychotherapy. He was able to tell the psychiatrist that he saw a massive green creature, so large that much of its body extended beyond his field of view. He reported innate fear and sudden recognition, as if it were something buried deep in his primal fears. and forced implantation of incomprehensible memories. Subject displays acute anterograde and retrograde amnesia. Appendix B, additional information. Item number SCP-004-14. Date of discovery September 2nd, 1950. Origin of object. Object was discovered elsewhere in factory area in the previously undiscovered manager's office. Description. Object appears as a large, unvarnished wooden box. The box may be unlocked by the safe key 004-7 as well as 5 of the unsafe keys. See document SCP-004-1. Upon unlocking SCP-004-14 with 004-7, the box opens automatically on hinges. The volume of the space inside is precisely 5 times greater than the outdoor dimensions imply. Items placed within while the lid remains open do not affect the weight of any other properties of the box. When the lid is closed and locked, however, all items inside vanished irretrievably. Personnel locked inside the box are also irretrievable, although losing personnel in this fashion appears to affect significantly the dreams experienced by data expunged. This was quite an interesting SCP. I am very glad I started this series, as I wanted to try out ASMR and read all of the SCPs that I haven't gotten to yet. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. Please, if you enjoyed the video and got some tingles or sleep or relaxation, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment for other things maybe that I would be doing for this channel. And that's it. Thank you everybody so much for watching.